last week started and asked you what the mood was in the camp after the defeat. Probably only fair to ask what it's like this week after such an impressive victory.
Yeah, I think with short turnarounds, you don't get to really celebrate your wins or loss or review your losses and let it linger too long. Obviously, we've got a big task ahead this week, and that was our main focus. Although it was a good win, we did your so-called celebrations after the game, and then just gave the boys 2 days off and said, "Come back. Let's focus on Hull." So, but yeah, the feeling was good. Obviously, this week it was a good step forward leading into this week's training.
The way the fixtures have fallen, you've obviously got some tough tests, and it basically feels like everything's a final now or a playoff right through to the end. But I think Paul made a point after the game saying you're in control of your own destiny now. Is this the sort of situation where if you'd been offered it in February, you'd have taken it, like where you are in terms of the league and how you're building your performances towards the end of the season?
Yeah, like I said, if you get offered that in Feb, anything goes, depending on who you play and how the season goes. As we all know, the teams that we are playing are the teams at the top at the minute. So I think for us, it's good. I think playing in finals and getting yourself ready for finals or preparing to make the finals, these are the games you want to play to get to those knockoff games. So I think for us, it's important to play those big games. So and I know our boys are looking forward to it too.
Seems like you're getting everyone back and available at the right time. Feels like this might be the closest to the first choice 21 that you've been able to name this season. How important is that you're getting them at this stage, and players who've maybe had time out with injuries and things earlier in the season are getting an opportunity to get some game time before the playoffs start?
Yeah, we got some boys that have been out for a few weeks now, and like you said, looking at the squad at the start of the season and the squad now, and having those bodies back, like you said, we've nearly got the full strength on the back end, which is good for us, and good headache for the coaches knowing who we're going to pick with the games to come.
One of those back is Jack Ormondroyd in this week. Obviously, he was a big miss when he was in really good form when he got injured. How big of a boost is it to have him back again at this stage of the season?
Yeah, we'll play Jack when we see fit. He's put his hand up to obviously put himself in the mix and put himself up for selection. But the player that he was before injury, he was in great form, like you said. It's finding that form back now, especially at the right time of the season when we need those players and big bodies leading into obviously potential finals.
And then looking at KR and the way they've formed this season and where they sit on the ladder, is this an opportunity for you as a club to show that you mean business and demonstrate what you will be able to do when it gets to the knockout stages of the competition? Like I know you said before, you don't really fear anyone when it gets to this stage.
Yeah, like I said, they're the teams you want to play, and playing top of the ladder at home. They've got a good record there. We haven't been at our best every time we've gone, so that's something that we'll take with us and leading into, like you said, hopefully finals. Like you said, every game's a final now for us, and if we want to stay in the six, we've got to be on our toes and pushing for those wins, especially the last 4 or 5 games to go, or 4 games.
Thanks, Krisnan. All the best.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Krisnan. Hope you're well.
Hey, mate.
Just on KR, they're obviously the form team statistically in Super League at the moment. Where are the key areas that you guys as a defensive unit have to watch out for this weekend?
I think everywhere down the middle. They're real electric and they're good offloading, off the cuff type team. You can't take your foot off the gas with them. You always got to be on. You always got to be eyes up and looking at who's coming next, because that's how they play. They go one for another. So defensively, we just got to hold our line and defend strong. Obviously, they've got strike all over the park on the edges, both edges. You got a running fullback who's been killing it, and then you got obviously the key man, their half. So they're a threat everywhere. So whoever's got the ball, that's who we need to worry about.
Yeah, and just reflecting back on last week, was you more impressed with sort of the mentality of the guys to sort of bounce back from that disappointing defeat at Magic, and it wasn't just getting the result and getting the win, but it was the manner of it. Was that the most impressive part of last week?
Yeah, I think it was. I was impressed with the boys, and obviously, like you said, how they bounced back from a bad Magic weekend. But to see the boys have fun again was good to see, and them playing what they practice on the pitch. They train hard, our boys, and they do all the little things right. So to see it game day on the pitch and getting rewards for it is good to see.
Yeah, and I just wanted to ask you about the performances of Logan Lewis as well, since he's come to the club. I mean, he's I think it'd be pretty fair to say not a lot of us over here knew much about him before he was signed. Obviously, the club did the due diligence on him. But what have you made of his performances? Because he's been pretty impressive so far.
Yeah, the Hitman. That's his nickname. Look him up on YouTube. You'll see him on there. He's a character. He's a maniac. He has no care for his body, like all tough football players are. They go out there and do everything that they can for the jersey, and they play nothing but 100 miles an hour, and that's Logan.
Yeah, he's obviously well liked by his teammates. He's settled into life in England and with the club as well. I think he's already a fan favourite, banging the drum as well.
Yeah, that's his thing after the game now. He's not used to big crowds and vocal crowds, and when you play it at home, obviously our supporters are second to none. They're awesome, and to go bang the drum with them, they're all over you. Well, once you got that, he's enjoying his footy. The boys around him are enjoying him and his company, and obviously what he brings on the field. So he's been nothing but great for us. He's looking for a girlfriend too.
And your performances as your coaching career as well, Krisnan. Yeah, you obviously signed that long-term deal quite a few weeks ago now. How are you finding your coaching journey alongside Rolls and Kurt Haggerty?
Yeah, those two boys that you mentioned, Kurt and Rolls, they're a big part in why I've got that deal. They're making my job easy. They're easy coaches to learn from, and I'm really enjoying. As long as I've been in the game, you think you know a lot, but when I'm still learning, then I know I've still got a long way to go, especially in coaching. So we've got a good crew. The boys, they're real good, easy to coach, so they're making my transition obviously a lot easier. Saying transition, second year in now, but it feels like I'm still new in the job, so they're making it a lot more enjoyable and easy to coach.
Yeah, do you feel like you're just constantly learning new things every day? I know you obviously played a hell of a lot of games during your career, and you're an experienced pro in that aspect, but do you feel like you're just sort of learning on the job, day to day sort of thing, being a coach?
Yeah, I've learned how to make tea. I'm pretty good at that now, so the coaches have taught me that. Jimmy's pretty good. Next time I'll tell Jimmy to make you one. But yeah, coaching side wise, footy, I'm still learning. Learning to not only prepare myself, because as a player you only got to worry about yourself and your preparation, but I've always been that relaxed type person leading into games, but now as a assistant coach, you got to worry about preparing 18 players, so it's added stress that I never thought I could obviously have. Thinking about rugby league, I'm all about the fun and hard work, so to think about preparing other boys, that's the bit I'm learning, the stress part of it. Trying to manage weekend, worrying about one game, moving straight to the next, jumping straight on the computer, doing my homework, and trying to find little things to help the team for the next game.